to say it's common. But common sense is not that common, neither is game sense. The ability to think and come up with solutions for killing the enemy by the safest and most effective way, keeping in mind the overall situation going on. This by my side will be a good game sense. Every player acts differently in a situation, some panic, some are chill, some are constantly thinking. And basically the one player who acts the best given a condition has the better game sense in PUBG Mobile. So here are a few tips which will surely help you in increasing your game sense. Tip 1. Start thinking your next move. When there is a squad pushing onto you, there is no way you can afford to be blank even for a second. No matter how bad your plan is, there has to be one, otherwise you will be dead. Having said that, your plan is automatically generated by your enemies. That sounds absurd, but it is true. Your enemies will decide how they will die. That is true for you too. If you have a vague sense of what you are going to do, that is awesome. You will not kill every enemy with your vague plan, but one thing is for sure. That every time you try to implement a vague plan, it will become more clear. With experience, it will be crystal clear and you will be able to see right through. Tip 2. Read your enemies. Reading your enemies does not mean you have to be a mentalist or a super psychology expert. It is simply putting yourself in your opponent's position and guessing that what will you do if you were him, and then acting according that possibility. That is why competitive players are so good at reading the situation. In the end they are just guessing. But they are guessing with the enormous amount of experience backing them up. That is why most of their guesses are right. Then those very accurate guesses are termed as game sense or mind reading and predictions by normal players. Tip 3. Take your skills into account. In any kind of plan there will be a fight. And if you are not confident in your practice you did, even the best plan is a waste. Don't worry, there is no time to have a question of will I be able to do this? In between of a game. Your training and practice won't betray you in any case. Start relying on your skills too. You just got to balance between game sense and skills. Neither one of them will win you the game individually. Tip 4. Talk. Remember, there are 4 of you in your squad in most competitive scene. If one is stuck, then other is there to help him. Each of you have a different angle, different perspective, and at the very least there are 4 freaking human brains. Clearly 4 brains is better than 1. Each personal opinion may vary, and after listening to all of those you might be able to see a much effective solution to the problem. Tip 5. Understand all the strategies. For catching your enemies off guard you got to do something unexpected. For that you have to know what is expected out of you. That is possible when you understand all the strategies. Try them out. Then you will be able to look at the bright side and the risks of that particular strategy and act accordingly. If you are the one trying to surprise, your enemies are no different. Your opponents are not fools. They will try to catch you off guard. So, if you are able to understand how this works, you will be able to predict what your enemy is doing and catch them at their weakest. You will be able to exploit those weak points of those strategies. There it is. This is how the game works: strategies and counter strategies. Tip 6. Sound sense. This one of the most important points in this list in order to improve your game sense in PUBG Mobile. Sound also say that this only will be able to improve your game sense to a great extent. Pre-fires, grenading and close-range combats immensely depends on your sound sense. This will help you to get enemies' position, the weapons they have, and how are they placed strategically, which gives you a good idea of what your opponent is trying to do. Of course, knowing on which floor the enemy is not enough. There should be such accuracy to determine the floor, the room they are in, and the corner in that room. Then it is considered as a good sound sense. If you want a full sound sense guide, then make this video reach 10k likes and 1k comments if possible. Otherwise I won't gonna post any sound guide video. Tip 7. Don't focus everything on one enemy. This is the mistake that most of us do when starting. It is perfectly normal. And yes, you do need to focus in order to kill whoever is in front of you. What I am trying to say is don't just neglect what is happening in your surroundings. Many times your opponents will deliberately put in such position in order to take advantage of you. This is a very often seen strategy known as baiting or decoy, talked in the next point. Narrow vision is the last thing you want to have in PUBG Mobile. The wider it is, the more information goes to your mind. And the more profitable your solution will get for you. Tip 8. Beware decoys. Beware of decoys. What are decoys? It will be a thing or opponent that is deliberately trying to get your attention in order to achieve a bigger goal. The moment you focus on these decoys you are done for. You gave them what they wanted. In situation like a long-range sniping, you see an enemy just in the open and your mouth is watering for a kill. There is a great possibility that as soon as you peek for your leg piece, you will get an arm shot from a different angle, and it is all over. This is just one instance, others are also used. In close combats, distraction with a vehicle, etc. Remember, it is an easy way to take advantage of your opponents if you know which one is acting as a decoy. Tip 9. Divide your work. There are 4 of you, isn't it? The most effective way to focus on 4 different things is that each one of you focus on each one of them. It is common, yet there are squads who always find themselves in a sandwich situation. You cannot do everything on your own if you want it to be effective. Tip 10. Try to get the bigger picture. Almost all the points mentioned above may drive you to this point. They are designed to do so. Game sense will only improve when you are fully aware what is going on your surroundings. Broad mind, sound sense and more help you to understand what is happening in your surroundings. In Pubg you will hear almost everything first before seeing it. That is why you are far behind others if you have bad sound sense. So these were some proper tips which will really help you to increase your game sense, no matter how noob you are. My aim is 10k, I hope you will do it. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.